December 11th, 2023, and our regular Commissioners Court meeting is now in session. First item on the agenda is roll call by our County Clerk, Mary Jane Bebeato Nolan. Mary Jane, good to have you back.
Thank you. Judge Rasno?
Present.
Commissioner Mendoza?
Present.
Commissioner Morales?
Present.
Commissioner Solis?
Present.
And Commissioner Garza?
Present.
We have a quorum, Judge.
Thank you, Mary Jane. Next item is our invocation by Dr. Roger Miller, Commissioners Court Chaplain.
Good morning.
Dr. Miller, good morning, sir.
Good morning. You bow your heads with me this morning as we begin. Let's pray. Our Father, giver of all good things, we gather this morning first to acknowledge your gift of your Son to us. And as we celebrate the season of Advent, may we be reminded of and prepared for the coming of the one, Jesus, who has been foretold throughout history. May this season help us to focus our attention beyond the presents under the tree, the parties we may participate in, and the problems that we struggle with, to the true spirit of this season. May today we experience the true joy that defies our own circumstances. So may this court today experience this freedom from the exhaustion of the season and all the end of the year necessities. May their focus today on the needs of the community, and may that give them encouragement for the road ahead. May you grant them strength, patience, and understanding as they undertake their duties to lead. And may your gifts and blessings be to them today to help them make the most wonderful time of the year as they follow you. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 4, communications, Commissioners.
We did have a house fire yesterday, Judge. It was yesterday in the early morning hours, about 5 a.m. It was in the 5300 block of Mercedes. The reasons, I guess, they're unknown at the time. I see Fire Chief Arriaga. But there was a family of 5 children, and I guess it's the caretaker. I don't know, it's the grandma. Everybody was okay, but they did lose their home. Completely lost their home, you know. So it's a family of 6. So they are asking for donations, anything, clothes, shoes, you know, anything that can help out the kids, right? There, especially because it's school during the school season. But they were extremely grateful to the fire department. I want to thank you guys and your men and women that were out there. They actually they said Ms. Chelsea Martinez did an outstanding job out there. So I want to thank you guys and your department for that, for your fast response and taking care of that the fire. You know, we don't want it to spread to the neighbors. But if there's anything anybody wants to donate, you know, I know there's a GoFund on Facebook. They also have a GoFund page going on as well.
Commissioner, we also did reach out to Red Cross, and they did open up a case for the family for the displacement.
Okay.
So they're helping as well.
So I think, 2 years ago, we had exceptional flooding in one neighborhood, and in the county, we did, on an emergency basis, provide some type of housing for those individuals. I wonder if that might be able to do that for, you know, it's not an indefinite period, but it's certainly something similar to what the Red Cross will do. So we'll see if we can get some vouchers for them. But currently, they're staying with.
They're staying next door, actually, at the sister's house. So
okay, so they do have okay.
yes, sir. They have a place for now, but that'd be a good idea. We'll look into it right now.
Okay, and I think Zapata residents have always been very generous, so I think the donations will certainly come in. And
well, I paid them a visit. Yes, sir. I paid them a visit yesterday, and the donations were showing up, you know, by the bags. You know, it was just, you know, bags after bags after bags. So definitely want to thank your community, Zapata. You know, we always come together in times of need like this. So I want to thank everyone that has helped out so far.
Okay.
Well, the Miraflores project, playground project has begun. We just want to make sure that people living in that area, if you see any ATVs or driving, or the thing is that they're doing the groundwork, and then in the evenings we have a lot of ATVs going in there and messing everything up. So we just need to make sure if you see any ATVs out there after hours, just call the sheriff's office. They've been notified, so hopefully.
I think the project does include fencing, right?
Yeah, the project it does, but of course we need to do all the groundwork first, and then preparing all the layout and everything, and while doing that, we get everything ready to come in the next day, and then
You gotta start
kids
over.
come in the afternoon and mess everything up, so we have to do everything all over again, so. We encourage that if you see anyone out there, just call the sheriff's office, so that they can address it right away.
Also, Judge, I just wanna, add on that, I recently installed the lights at the playground basketball court, I'm sorry, the park, basketball courts, and they already started breaking the lights, so I just installed them maybe about 2 weeks ago. And then, on Friday, actually, I got a call from a mother that was out there at the playground. She saw some kids stuffing toilet roll papers, inside the toilet, and stuff like that. So Sheriff, now that you're here, if we can get more patrol out there, I would greatly appreciate it, sir. We've had a lot of vandalism out there in the last, I don't know, couple of months. I did see a lot of patrol units out there on Sunday, so that was awesome. See if we can get some more units out there, sir. I appreciate it, sir.
Well, I do have, for our veterans, the Veterans Mobile Healthcare Clinic was in for repairs. I guess they missed, they usually come in every week on Thursdays. I've got good news. I see folks here, you might want to announce that it's back in service.
Yes, it's back in service. They were able to repair the part for the mobile clinic. And I just want the public to know that we're gonna come up with some signage that has phone numbers. The VA clinic belongs to the VA, and I know people think that maybe the county, we have a way of trying to get a hold of.
We're just accommodating.
Yes, so we're gonna try to come up with that signage, so that way the veterans can actually call and get some information on that. But they should be, this Thursday, they should be coming back on track for that,
All right.
Judge.
Thank you. Any other communications? I know we had, on a lighter note, we had, I guess, our annual county dance. I guess everybody had a good time, I'm sure.
Yeah. It was a nice
Those
event.
of you who went, I was not able to attend, but,
I had 2 sick kids, I wasn't able to attend this year, but I heard good things.
okay, very good. We'll move on to any other communications, Commissioners. We'll move on to public comment. This section provides the public the opportunity to address the Commissioners Court on any item on the agenda. Any members of the public, if not, we'll move on to item number 6, approval of invoices. And in the package, Commissioners, we had invoices from November 21st, 2023 through December 7th, 2023 for a total of $643,250.78.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion to approve
Is
by
that the right
Commissioner.
amount? Cause I'm seeing a different amount.
Yeah, I'm seeing,
545.
yes, 545, 149.05.
Okay. Okay, I got the page before.
Okay, that's
That one
fine.
has 643, so, okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve it with the updated amount of 545, 149.05.
$549.05. I did notice that some, and it might be different checks to the same, vendor,
Okay,
but it seemed the same amount, same date, and it was like four invoices in a row.
which one was that? Sometimes, like I know, with the sheriff's department, they pay, two different for the regional and,
I did see, like Hernandez Pest Control, same day fumigation, $295, and then $295 again.
okay.
That's usually
It could be different occasions, I'll look into that, but he usually charges the same amount, it could be 2 different occasions, but I will look into that.
Okay, and then I did see, what was the other one?
I tried it, Hernandez Pest. And I know we had another one where we had $104, like 8 times, but that was through, Miss Pat Gonzalez to the same vendor, to Garcia Rehab.
Yeah. That's it, there was another one, but I just noticed, like, sometimes we, for groceries, on the same date, $108 for tortillas,
Oh, yeah,
twice.
twice.
So,
Okay, I'll look
is
into that.
that-
for you.
Different jails.
It's the same
It-
amount.
it-
exactly
It's
the
a
same
red
amount.
flag, yeah, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
I'll look into that one also.
Catches my attention because it's the same thing twice. I don't know where.
The program doesn't let you, if it's the same invoice, the program, if it's the same invoice number, the program won't let you, input the information again.
If it's the same.
Invoice number.
Okay.
Like if you have for, let's say the tortillas for $108, invoice number 2, and then you have it again, invoice number 2 again, it won't let you, input it.
Okay, so we got a motion by Commissioner Mendoza to approve the invoices as presented, second by Commissioner Lee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Moving on to item number 7, approval of treasurer's report. We have a treasury report for November 2023. So our total investment, tax pool and CDs, we have $6,804,437.84. On our fiduciary demand accounts, we have a beginning balance of $3,179,331.35. We had revenue and deposits of $2,681,323.27, expenses of $2,381,794.37, and an ending balance for all those fiduciary demand accounts, which includes our operating account, general fund, water and bridge, waterworks. We have a total remaining balance of $3,478,860.25. And we have additional demand accounts, and I see that we have a beginning balance, which includes our tax assessor collector revenue, tax revenue accounts. We have a beginning balance of $9,064,612.46. We had revenue and deposits of $11,485,391.55. An ending balance of expenses of $11,281,762.54, and we have an ending balance of $9,268,241.47. And I guess some of those transfers will be made from those tax receipts to our general fund. Moving on to the electricity, we had for the month of November, we have electricity amount of $91,263.80. Wow, that's quite an increase from, I don't know if we budgeted that much for the whole year.
Well, I think that's for
Is that
2
2
months.
months, or?
That's 2 months, Judge, I think.
Okay, and then water, we had $10,960.26, which is okay. Moving on to our royalties, our natural gas wells production for the month of November, we had $4,439.98 came in. We have following pays, the Zapata County rents from our facilities. The Financial Civic Center brought in $300. The Pavilion brought in $1,150. And the Community Center brought in for November $4,570. Okay, move on to page 7. These are County Clerk Fund 10. Revenues for November were $5,727.75. Fund 15 was $417. The District Clerk Fund 10 for the month of November brought in $4,899. And we have our sales tax receipt for the month of November brought in $187,644.47, which is in line with what usually comes in. Our landfill for the month of November, it still hasn't come in. Should be expecting that. I guess it came in late. For the month of October, it was $24,350. The jail was brought in revenues of $500. I think we're still waiting. We didn't see any revenues for October either, Sheriff. Is there a delay on the jail?
There's an adjustment on the phones. We're doing a transition. That's what the agenda item today.
Oh, no, but the jail revenue.
On jail revenue.
But there was a delay on the payment.
Yeah, well, that's 2 months in a row that we don't see payment.
No, the payment's there. It's just the numbers.
Well, it's not reflected in the treasury report. It hasn't been deposited.
Judge, I called the marshals, they're working on it.
Yeah, I just,
The guy that I usually who does the billing, he was out for 2 months.
for 2 months, okay, well, that explains it, Sheriff.
Yes.
We haven't seen the money,
Yeah.
and we depend on those revenues
We
to,
called, I think it was Tuesday or last week we called.
okay, so those revenues will be coming in.
Coming in, hopefully, this month.
Okay, yeah.
The billing is there, but.
But we're, yeah, the money's not here.
The money's not over here.
Yes.
So we'll get it.
Yeah, we need it, okay. And our EMS receipts for the month of, November were $103,711.19. Then we'll have our county treasurer's receipts, for November, JP precinct 1 brought in 5,607. JP precinct 2, 11,051.40. JP precinct 3, 2,266.50. And JP precinct 4 brought in $326.04. And that concludes the treasurer's report. Motion to approve this.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Solis to approve the treasurer's report as presented, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll move on to, approval of checks issued,
It's a difference as well.
There's gonna be a
But there's a
difference, Judge,
difference.
in this one of $2,474.79.
Correct.
Letty went ahead and paid the, second quarter unemployment
Okay.
via the program, so it doesn't reflect in PO. So
So-
for their amount, it's, $542,674.26 in checks.
26
Okay,
cents.
okay, so we got a motion by Commissioner Solis.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Garza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 9 is the tax assessor collector deferment report. Morning, Ms. Mendoza.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Report. My collection report reflects, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the percentage collection. 2022, we had 60.09%. 2023, we have 56.50, and of course, we are behind on collections because the statements went out late, so, but I mean, other than that, everything's going pretty smoothly. The general fund, we had a total collection of $1,627,143.36. We had, refunds of $11,072.89. Interest and sinking, we had a collection of $651,848.62. And refunds, we had $2,683.17. Farm to market, we had $528.11 with $1.86 in refunds. Special road and bridge, we had $216,104.93 with refunds of $1,349.61. Delinquent attorney's fees was $8,576.16. Total collections and fees was $2,504,201.18. I'm sorry, $2,504,201.18. Alcoholic beverage, on other collections was $60, tax certificates $32, hotel motel $6,085.00, copies and faxes $61, interest earnings was $237.29. Total net collection was $2,510,676.47. We did give, an advance of $2 million to the county on Thursday of last week. Paid out to the county treasurer after that was paid, $502,133.92. Delinquent attorneys, $8,542.55. And that was the total on the collections. Hotel motel tax, October the 1st of 2022 to November the 30th of 2023. Okay, this one seems to be wrong.
Yeah, it should be till, October,
606,000.
September the 30th, I think is the fiscal year.
We run 1 month back.
Oh, you want, okay.
Yeah, so it would be October the 1st of 2023 to to November 30th of 2023. So it's a total of $6,085. We'll go ahead and make a correction on
So
that.
they should both be 2023.
They're both 2022. I'm sorry, 23.
Yeah.
Okay, and, that should be it for my, collection report. I did wanna mention that on the homeowners assistance program, everything is already stopped. What was paid is paid, and, we are working on some that are having issues, any type of corrections, or if we have to appeal, and they give us the opportunity to appeal, we are appealing. We did have like 1,015,000 in taxes that was collected from that program. And then we had, mortgages, I think it was 117,000.
Wow.
And on, utilities was like 87,000.
And that has not been extended, Ms. Mendoza?
No.
We haven't received any communication that that will be extended for an additional year?
No, I don't know if they will do it again, but I guess as far as I'm concerned, or as far as what I've read, that's it.
Okay.
That's just it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on, Commissioners, to reports and presentation. Item number 10 is a presentation on TechStart project. We have our area engineer, Mr. Francisco Cantu, here this morning. Mr. Cantu, thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes, good morning, Judge and Commissioners and everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to present. We have a lot of things happening in Zapata, right? So we want to update you on that. With me today is Danny Flores, our construction engineer, and also Fred Lopez, our main supervisor.
Yes, sir. Good morning,
You
guys.
can also
We know
hear-
the gentleman well. Good, thank you for
Yes.
being with us. Yes.
So this time around, Judge and Commissioners, I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I'm gonna focus on projects that are in the next 5 years, right? And along the past, I've gone to projects even 10 years away, right? So this time I said we're gonna focus on 5 years, right? And obviously, we're gonna start with the divided projects that are the main projects that are happening in the county. And a reminder on that, on the divided projects, the purpose is safety and mobility, right? And I know in the area, unfortunately, right now, there's been some head-on collisions right in the area. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid here, right? We're trying to avoid that. Obviously, we're not gonna solve it 100%, but at least we minimize the chances, right, of head-on collision, things like that. We really wanna get these projects going, so, just a reminder there. So the first project that we have actually happening right now is the one right here, the 040 project to the south of town, of Zapata, right? South of town.
Yes.
So that one's from Chihuahua to the, yeah, San Lazo Lane.
Yeah.
So that's 6 miles, right? $35 million. And it already started, but we have some utilities, we have some right-of-way still that we're trying to clear. So it's gonna go a little bit slower in the beginning, but at the end, it's gonna take a total of 3 years, right? So 2026, that's what we're hoping. That project will be wrapped up and open to the public.
That's a good turnaround. And I know you all required a lot of the right of way fencing and then moved. So utilities, you're talking water,
Yeah, so
line,
water, yeah, water and.
and broadband, I guess.
Yeah, different, communications and things like that,
I see a lot of the construction.
yeah. Yeah, it's getting going, so we're doing prep right away, just clearing the right of way, right, and we'll see some embankments, so some dirt there and
Yeah.
cuts and fills and things like that, so a lot of earth work.
And we always ask, any of the excess material millings, will that be, will the county be eligible to apply for any of that?
So that's a great question, right? We typically, TxDOT has that material, right? So TxDOT does get that material. In this case, and correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, but it's the contractor's property, right?
Correct.
On this contract?
That's correct.
Yeah, for some reason, it could have been cost-wise or something.
Okay.
And we were like, oh, so it's the contractor's property. It says there specifically, right? So that's the unfortunate thing. On the other projects that I'm gonna talk about, we said, no, it has to be
Okay.
TxDOT property, so we can.
So we would have to negotiate with the contractor.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
That'll be a little bit different in this case.
All right, that's fine, maybe we can.
Yes.
Get the context info.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have all that information.
all right, thank you.
Yes, so 2026.
Figueroa, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, how you doing?
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, good morning.
So the next project, it finishes on post 064. that project is to the south of San Ignacio, right? So it goes south of San Ignacio all the way to about 3.67 miles, so north of town, right? North of town. So that completes that gap, and that's a total of $63 million, right? And so that part, and let me actually correction, 6 miles, sorry.
6 miles,
The
okay.
total 6 miles, yeah. So that's why it's 63 million. If you notice, it's a lot more than the other project, right? Almost double because it's longer. And so that one actually is scheduled to let January 2028. So it's actually about 4 years away, right? Now, a reminder here, it used to be in 2032. So it used to be 8 years away. Now we pushed it to 4 years away, so it's getting closer, right?
Okay.
So don't be surprised sometimes, some of these projects, if they move faster, right, and we start them sooner.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is that'd be a significant upgrade for that area, because there are turns and hills, there's really, you can't pass on that stretch, so
Exactly.
it is a dangerous little stretch of highway.
I agree, and then the bridge is also
The
included
bridge,
as well.
okay,
Yeah.
right, the Burro Bridge, yes.
Yeah, Burro Bridge, so that'll be a great upgrade as well to the area, so. And then the last one, that actually is just a few months after that, it's south of Lopeño. So from Lopeño south to the county line, that's 3.6 miles, $37 million. And the letting day is October 2029. So it's the year after the 2028, right? So 2029, so it's about 5 years away. And so that's south of Lopeño, all the way to the county line.
What's the project number for that, Mr. Lento?
Yeah, so the project number, you want the full number or the last digits of the?
You've been giving us what, 3 digits?
Yeah, 3 digits is 043. Yeah, because the number's longer, but if you go with the last digits, you'll identify it. I have a report here with a lot more information, so if anybody wants a copy, we can give you a copy and you can find the project.
Okay.
More information.
Sounds
okay?
good.
Perfect. Alrighty, so that's it on the divided projects, right? We have two more projects I want to just talk about, and that is the seal coat. So we'll be seal coating, which is preventive maintenance, that layer of rock with asphalt, right? It's gonna be all the way from the county line, from the west Zapata county line, down about a mile south of 3169. So it's a long stretch. We're gonna seal coat all of that similar to 3169. You know how we did that?
Yes.
So it's gonna be all of that for $2 million. So that's happening this summer, actually. So upcoming summer, you're gonna see all that. And it's gonna look brand new, right? Because the seal coats look aesthetically better.
It's a major
Yeah.
improvement on that.
And preventive maintenance, right?
Yeah.
So you said it's from the Webb County line to 3169?
Yeah, south of 3169 for a mile south.
Okay.
So it'll be all of 83. Okay.
Now, when you apply the seal coat, I guess it's, the surface is not as smooth as the original.
That's
And,
correct.
and, cause I get comments from
Yeah.
the public saying it's loud inside their
Yeah.
cars when they're driving on that, but
Yeah, that's correct.
is there another type of texture that we could use that will?
That's a great question, and we get that a lot, we get that complaint a lot. I'll tell you this, there's other districts that use a different rock that actually is louder, right? So we actually are using one that's
Okay,
supposed to be
good,
a
I'm
little
glad
bit less.
you're taking
yeah.
that into account.
Yes, we do, and then in the shoulders, sometimes we put that bigger rock.
Okay.
Because the bigger the rock, the more the noise.
Yeah.
So we're using smaller, well, actually, it's actually the reverse, right? The smaller rock is the one that's.
Oh, really? It
yeah.
makes a higher vibration, higher
Exactly.
pitch.
But the point is, that's being taken into account, right?
Okay,
It's being taken
alright.
into account, but at the end of the day, it's preventive maintenance.
Yes.
So you actually minimize potholes, minimize cracks and things like that, right? So
Okay.
helps it go along. And then the last project is that project that I'm asking, that you all ask about a lot, is south of the bridge, right
Yes.
here, the Millennium Bridge to Monterrey Lane. So that's the rehabilitation of lanes, adding the shoulders,
Well,
the
that'd
curb
be real
and gutter.
nice.
So that project is scheduled to let October 2029, so it's 5 years away as well, $7.4 million. And so that's the last of the projects of this 5-year span. In the meantime, maintenance section is taking care of the travel lanes, making sure we get to that project, right?
Sure.
Make sure they last to then, okay?
Appreciate that.
On that other project, number 4, that's including the loop that we talked about there in San Ignacio last time.
Yeah.
What is that?
The business eighty-three.
Oh, yeah.
It's a separate.
Yeah, yeah. And on a side note as well, talking about when you said Lou, it reminded me of the park that's there, the overlook.
Yes.
We might, we're gonna try to see if we can seal coat all of that as well, as a
Okay, that'd be
resurfacing, to help the enhancement project that you all have, the beautification. for that.
correct.
So, yeah, we're also gonna try to do it in the summer, right? But we need to check with the contractor because it wasn't in the contract, so let's see what we can do there.
On the maintenance end, Mr. Lopez, I would ask if, we could get some assistance on the sidewalks on 16, on both sides. They're pretty overgrown, a lot of air coming onto the sidewalks and weeds growing. They are trafficked a lot by people who are exercising and of course, student athletes. So we can get some assistance just to kind of clear those, that would be a big help.
That was gonna be one of my updates, that we're gonna schedule something to come out here, and, right now we're concentrating on, we have potholes everywhere, so.
Right.
Working on the road, doing level up work on 2687, we're doing level up work, that's gonna be one of our seal codes, in-house seal codes, we're gonna start doing some in-house seal codes here, through our maintenance section. 2687, we're working on that, and, we're working on other FM roads. But yeah, we're expecting to come out here and work on it. When it gets cold, we really can't be on the road.
Right.
So we're gonna be working on the right of way. We also ask, sometimes when it needs a sweeping, if the county can assist us.
Yeah, of course.
With sweeping it, and then we'll come back and we'll do some weed eating, whatever needs to be done on that area.
And for the most part, we do the daily of the weed eating and the cutting of the grass, but, we've noticed some cracks on some of those sidewalks, and then of course,
We
some.
would have to go into contract
Okay.
to fix those, and, we'll look and see, through our maintenance district, see what we can do to, either replace the sidewalk and do some work on it.
But I think at this point, we would just maintenance it,
Yeah.
just clear it up, to actually appreciate the actual width of it, that would be a big help.
We're gonna look at it, we're gonna look at something to see what we can do to prevent any of that silt running
Yeah, the
into the
erosion,
sidewalk.
yeah.
And try to keep it as clean as possible, but we're working towards that.
And whatever you need from us, let us know.
Not a problem.
All right, thank you very much.
Sir, I know Fred, you had other updates on the maintenance side?
Yes, on FM 496, Mr. Solis, we went ahead and put up the truck crossing signs from the Hawk cement plant.
Yes, sir.
All the way across, about a mile and a half across, coming southbound, or what is it?
East,
northeast. East, coming east. So we're gonna be able to cover the plant and the National Guard that's there. And we're actually gonna put a 45-mile, advisory sign, advisory speed limit under that truck, so, under the truck crossing.
When are you scheduled to install that?
We already installed the truck signs.
Right, but the
And
45?
45-mile advisory signs should be coming in maybe tomorrow, or
Okay, great.
they're kind of back ordered, so
Okay, great.
we're gonna be putting them up already.
Thank you very much.
So the National Guard, you had called me, National Guard called me to see if we can do that, and I had to go through,
Of course.
through the channels. We got it approved finally, and we already installed them. They're already installed as we speak. They're installed on Friday.
Yes, sir.
And then, we're just waiting for the advisory 45 mile per hour, and that's it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Now that we're talking about 496, how about if we get, or what about if we get lighting for 496? We have a lot of accidents with deers out there. There's a lot of bucks and deers out there. So I have been getting a lot of complaints. And I know we have a lot of accidents. I believe the sheriff can testify to that, So how can we go about getting some lighting out there?
Yeah, so, we'll make note of that, and then we have a program that goes through certain criteria that has to meet in order for us to get that funding, so we'll have to look at that.
Okay.
And yeah, it's connected with crashes and things like that, and depending on the threshold and all that.
Yeah, it's extremely dark out there. There's probably not a single light out there.
No.
Well, the Texas did install it at the crossing there at the
Right,
intersection.
well, yeah.
And that's really nice,
Right.
at blinking lights and the overhead security lights or the
And
lighting.
I think from Dr. Ike's to the base, we don't have a single light out there. It's
Yeah.
pitch black. And then we have the base, which is, well lit. And then from there to that crossing, where you guys installed that, but it'd be something.
Yeah, we'll
to
make
look
note of
into.
that for sure,
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
definitely, we can look into that and see if it meets, and take from there, and if not, then we'll talk alternatives, right?
Alternatives.
What options we have.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you for bringing that
Oh,
up.
sir, thank you.
Also, start talking to the community about the trash bash, the trash pickup. around, you know, around the Zapata County areas. There's some, available, you know, adoption, adopt a highway.
Correct.
Talk to some of the groups, whoever wants to adopt. We provide vests, we provide bags, we provide everything, and we even pick it up the day after, you know, the group picks up, we just leave it there, we'll pick it up. You know, promote that amongst your community, amongst the groups, the youth, and everybody, so we can keep Zapata as clean as possible. And, you know, it'll only help us, and it'll make Zapata look a lot nicer.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cantu, another request, and I know we've, I'm not sure if you were there already or not, it's been a while, but one of the requests that I get, I've been getting for many years is, of course, the possibility of installing a traffic light at the intersection of Park Drive onto Highway 83. So we have, of course, traffic incoming from Falcon East and Falcon West, which are two very heavily populated areas. I know there's a blinking light there, and I know at one time, Danny, there was a study done, I believe, because I know it depends on the amount of traffic, and there's a lot of factors that go into place.
Right.
And I believe the last time it was brought up, the consensus was that we would have to conduct the study again to see if it would qualify for that.
There's also a lot of accidents there, correct?
Yes, yeah, and because of course the speed limit is elevated in that area, so you have people coming out of those subdivisions, coming onto Highway 83, so it is pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
So if we could actually look at that,
Yes.
to see if we could maybe, you know, reinitialize that study, or maybe look at it again, maybe since years back when it was done, maybe things have increased now, and maybe we'll qualify this time around.
Yeah, I agree, things change, right, things
Yes.
change, and so we can also make note of that one, and
Okay.
look at it as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
And we need that feedback from y'all, right, y'all also.
And there's also a DeVita, right? That's where they do like the
Yes.
Yeah, great, thank you for that, thanks for bringing that up, and
Also,
yeah.
as you're coming in, at least from the west side onto 83, because of the
Blind spot.
right, there's blind spots there, so as soon as you go up and it's up the hill, and now with a higher speed, it's dangerous for the individuals that live in Falcon Lakes.
We have the same issue on Davis Lane. When you come onto Davis Lane onto Highway 83, we've had several fatalities there. I know the sheriff and the
There was
sheriff's
a
office.
recent one a couple of days ago there.
Yes, sir. We've had plenty of fatalities. I know since I was little, we've had accidents, major accidents there too,
Yes.
so.
Right, so that's another thing too,
Yes,
the
sir.
geometry, we call it, right,
Right.
the geometry, the clearance, all that, to see, because of the speed changes, it needs to be, revisited.
Reevaluated.
Yeah, reevaluated, definitely, so appreciate that.
Yeah, whatever you can do to help us out.
As well. Yes,
We appreciate it.
thank you.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right, so, then, all right, that's all we have, but any other questions, comments from?
I appreciate you taking the time and joining us and updating the public, so we look forward to those projects coming
Yes.
our way.
Definitely.
And thank you for all the material y'all have helped us with over the years. They've been put to really good use, and they've really helped out in our precinct, so we appreciate that.
Glad to hear that, thank you for the opportunity once again, and, thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Danny. Mr. Lopez.
Thank you, guys.
Commissioner, we'll move on to the action items. We will deliberate and consider action on item number 11, which to consider and approve a services agreement for the HyperReach Mass Emergency Notification Services. Commissioners, I put this item, I know our fire chief, over a period of time we've discussed this, and the public has voiced their concerns to me about improving notifications, whether it be, water cutoffs, water shortages, electric loss, or even emergencies. We don't have a very good system to alert the public of any type of emergency or just any event that is occurring. We usually go through Facebook or our website. So, Danny inquired, and there's several companies that have responded to our request, and so I'll let Danny kind of. I know I took the webinar. I know you have with the vendor, and it seems very interesting. It seems reasonable. The cost.
I reviewed the contract and it seemed reasonable, but the contract was not clear as to the medium in which it's going to send out the communication. Is it through a collection of cell phones via text, or are they telephone calls?
It'll be text.
Okay.
Basically, if we enter into this agreement, we will notify the public through advertising to visit our website. those who wanna join, then they will click on the link.
That's what I
For the
was gonna say, how are we
member.
gonna collect all the
Right,
numbers?
and they would submit privately their information to be part of the service locally. But they can also do, through our 911 system, landlines, there's not a landlines, but certainly they could, get that information too. But it'll take participation from the public, to be able to notify everyone. It's not gonna be like Amber Alert, but, certainly the more, the public participates, the more people will be in. I guess, Danny, is that more or less what?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not a representative of the company, but I did went through the webinar like the judge mentioned as he did. I went back through mine about 6 months ago. But this is basically, the main purpose of this program is mass notification. But Judge, I did go over the contract and it actually does have what we had spoken. The most part is gonna be, it allows the citizens to register, so they would have to register with the program in order to receive notifications. But they do have the new iPause, which is an integrated public alert and warning system. That one is more like the Amber Alerts. That one allows the certified agency to notify people within reach of their local cell phone towers and of impending emergencies. But that one, we do have to send a representative from our department to get certified in order to access that feature of the software.
Okay.
And on the contract, Judge and Commissioners, I did go over the contract, and this is included with
With the fee.
with the fee on the contract. It's a 3-year contract, and this, I just wanted to make sure this was included, or it was an additional feature at an additional price.
That would be great.
But it is included in the contract that Deborah sent, Judge, this part is included as well.
Okay.
So what about, I don't know if you saw it, but, what about like, when there's like water leaks and low water pressure, like, will it, send I guess the message or the blast to like a certain
Yes,
area?
yes, you can integrate certain areas of the community through their mapping system. So only those residents that are affected will get.
I do get a lot of complaints about that we don't inform the community, so that'd be great.
What we can
But we
do,
have to report it though, right? We would have to put it in that system.
They would get it, the neighborhoods through the GIS mapping system, through our 911 system. So they'll integrate all the information, all the data, and have those. Now, the public still has to willingly participate with their basically cell numbers. If they have landlines, those will be accessible, but most landlines are down now. I think most of us have just, the cell, so the public will need to participate to get that information.
That'll be our responsibility
To inform them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
yes, so the way the program works, there isn't a limited amount of administrators that can be hooked onto the program. Let's say, for example, somebody from the water plant, and then as soon as they have an issue with whether it's a water boil alert or a leak in a certain area, they push out that notification, and the people that are subscribed to this program, the citizens, will receive those messages.
Right.
And like the judge mentioned, there are a couple of methods of pushing out those notifications. Landlines is one of them, but nowadays really we don't use landlines, but it's one of the options that the subscriber has whenever they subscribe to the program itself, how they want to receive those messages, whether it's via text, through a cell phone, or through a landline.
Yeah, because I was reading into that iPause, and it also says that even people that are passing by will
Yes,
be
well,
notified.
the iPods, the ones this is the one I'm mentioning, you do have to send people to get certified in order to access this part of the program. But this one does work as like an emergency, like an Amber Alert. When we go into the program, it shows the map of our county, and then we can choose specific areas in the map, and it will push those notifications for that particular area. And anybody that is passing by in a vehicle or whatnot does receive the message as well.
At least like the main highways or something.
Yes, sir, yeah. But for that one, we do have to send somebody to get certified to access that part of the program. But it is included in the price.
The price.
Yes, sir.
So the price, I mentioned the price, it's $5,450 per year, so to be part of the service, and it is a 3-year commitment.
With an auto renewal for
We have
additional, so I think it's a good value from the standpoint, if people register and actually use the system, I think it's
Yeah.
great way to communicate, you know, either dangerous, issues or just.
Weather
you know,
alerts.
That's right.
Events, anything that's happening in our community, of course, waterworks, any, you know, water cutoffs, I think would certainly, and of course, sheriff department, anything that, any emergency. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It goes hand in hand with dispatch as well.
Yes.
So maybe the dispatchers would be the ones to be sent to get certified.
That's a great idea,
So we
yeah.
can link everything up, cause usually the deputies, while they're in the different precincts, they see the leaks, they
Correct.
see stuff that's happening, and we always call Ralph at night, hey, let them know about what's.
Yeah, I know.
So, I guess it'll go hand in hand, I guess, me and the chief, we can sit down and discuss it.
I think it's a great idea, you know, especially now that we're living in an era where people wanna be informed of, you know, issues going on within the community. The price is not bad, and I do get the complaints, you know, that we do not inform them of water leaks here and there, and, you know, other issues, right?
Road
But
constructions or whatever
I
it
know for me, you know, the main one is the water leaks. Judge, I'll make a motion to approve a service agreement with Hyperreach, Mass Energy.
Judge, before we approve it, Judge, are they going to assist us with the advertising to get people to sign
Yes.
up, Judge?
They will, yes,
That's gonna
that
be a
was
key
part of the
component.
communication we had with them, so.
But at the end of the day, it can come back to us as well, so inform our.
Yeah, we'll shred
Then the first year is gonna be more
I
of a
guess-
test
Yes.
drive and get it out, get it going.
They will, like they mentioned, we can, appoint as many administrators as we can from each department, and I think it'd be a great idea. Because the main purpose of this, of course, is an emergency mass notification system,
Right.
but we can also use it and for like, put somebody from Mary Jane's office or like for election, something about elections that are coming up, and they can push notifications for that, so we can have use of the program, not
Any
only
events
for an
like
emergency or for bad weather.
Right.
But we can appoint somebody from each department, from the county, and get them trained how this is used as far as how they push out notification. From the, like, Ms. Garza pushing out from the food bank whenever they're gonna have a food drive, stuff like that. So we can-
Is there a limit, chief, on the number of people who can register for it?
No.
No, it's a limited.
Mhm. Yes, yeah, and as far as administrators as well.
They base the price on the population.
Population.
so.
Okay.
They will train, and it's included in the price. The only thing is that they do have to come down in person. That is an additional fee. But they told us, when I went through the program, that it's very easy as far as administrators wise, very easy to manipulate how to use it, and that they can train us via, you know, through the internet or.
Zoom.
or
Long
phone call.
distance.
Right.
Yeah, but if we, through Zoom, but if we do need somebody to come down personally, we do have to pay them for training and the expenses as far as.
Well, there is a motion on the floor, Judge, I'll second the
My
motion.
motion stands, Mr. Mayor.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, and I guess you reviewed the contract, Mr.
Yes,
Figueroa?
Judge, I reviewed it over the weekend, Your Honor.
All right, vote seconded by Commissioner Mendoza.
Judge, the only thing I would mention to the court is that there is a governing law stipulation there that would require any disputes to be handled via arbitration in New York, Judge. So,
Well, let's change that.
right, that would be something that would probably be ideal. I don't know who's in communication with the individuals, but
I
just-
think we should, take care of those situations here in district court.
I agree, Judge. I agree.
Okay.
So,
So,
just
yeah,
FYI.
we can make that change and.
Right, Judge, just from arbitration in New York to just
District court.
Zapata County.
Yeah.
I wanna make that as a motion, Commissioner, that we change the
Yeah,
menu.
we'll add that to the motion, Ms. Mary Jane.
Hold that total again.
$5,450.
$5,450 per year, 3-year.
3-year contract.
Contract. Motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 12 is to award administrative services for the Sheriff's Office improvement grants from USDA. As you know, Commissioners, Congressman Henry Cuellar, you know, through request of the Sheriff and the Commissioners Court, funded, I guess, $600,000 a year mark.
660, yeah. around
660?
Yes.
Okay, earmark a few years ago, as part, the funding agency, that earmark will be flowing through the USDA, and we do need, as part of the funding, to get an administrator and engineering for this grant. So this is the kind of the first step in making that, those improvements a reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Judge, if I may briefly interrupt, Judge, on the previous item, I forgot to mention this, but I had read this in the contract, that people can feel secure in entering their information because all information that is provided will be kept confidential, so they won't be selling the numbers to other
Right.
telemarketers or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So it'll just be used for this service exclusively.
Right.
FYI.
Thank you.
Did y'all do the, rating?
Yes, we did the rating for the administrator would be, Mr. Carlos Colina Vargas and Associates, and the second one would be Mr. Esser and Company. So,
And the recommendation from the committee, Mr. Gonzalez?
well, before, at the end of the day, it's gonna be Mr. Esser was gonna be, Esser and Company was gonna be the
recommendation.
recommendation. So, Mr. Colina Vargas came in at 19,800 on 660,000. Esser and Company 39,600, which Mr. Colina Vargas was, less expensive. But in the evaluations, evaluator one came in for Colina Vargas at 69, Esser 85. Evaluator two came in at 68 for Mr. Vargas, and for Mr. Esser 87. And for evaluator three for Mr. Colina Vargas at 76, and Esser and Company at 88, for a total of Colina Vargas 213, and Esser and Company 260,000. So our recommendation was, 260, I'm sorry, with our recommendation being for Mr. Esser.
So as it has been customary, prior, we usually go with the recommendation of the committee. We trust that you all, grade these applicants the way they should be graded and look out for the best interest of the project and of the county. So that being said, Judge, I'll make a motion that we award it to Esser and Company,
I'll second that motion.
for the proposed administrative fee of $39,600.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza to award the administrative services to Esser and Company, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
And
carries.
none of the services are paid through the grant.
Yes.
Yes, okay. And then for, is engineering services the next?
Yes.
Yes.
So, I'm just, how did y'all come up with those costs? I know, because I didn't,
They came in with a percentage.
or on percentage.
Yeah, one had, I don't know what percentage are right now.
No, but I'm saying on the cost, because I think the initial, I guess, proposal included round numbers as far as their fees.
Well, in reading, they came in with percent, I think one of them was a flat fee, another one percentage, or they'll go by a percentage unless it's with the minimum of or a maximum of.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
all right,
that's
that's
one.
one.
So, and then we had a dispute between the three of us on the amounts, but then we looked at it and read and.
Okay, so that's not document, that's fine. Well, I know, Mr. Esser is here, have done quite a few projects for us, Mr. Esser, and appreciate you helping our county continue moving forward. We'll move on to item number 13, is to award engineering services for the Sheriff's Office Improvement Grant from USDA, and of course, we do need an engineer for this project as well, and we had.
We only had one.
One
I'll make a motion to award the services to Premier Engineer.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Solis to award the engineering services to Premier Engineering by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
May I make a
Yes,
comment?
Mr. Rock, yes, Mr. Colina, yes.
Thank you. I think I can make it from here. The report from Mr. Gonzalez was referring to Carlos Colina Vargas. I need to make the clarification that the proposal was presented by a joint venture of three entities. Two of them are local people, they're residents of Zapata, they're taxpayers of Zapata, they're product of your schools, and they are people that live here and that share this community with you. It's not my project, it's the project of a joint venture, and they are the majority owners, so they have a classification under section 3 and the local affirmative action.
Yes, Mr. Rock, I appreciate
I
that.
have to bring that to your attention because.
No, we were aware of that.
Vargas, what they consider
And-
what the joint venture.
And we appreciate your work for us. I think you've got 4 projects that are ongoing with the county currently. Certainly your firm has received plenty of work from the county. We appreciate that.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Okay.
And the project was brought in as Carlos Colina Vargas and Associates.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is no Carlos, again, there's no Carlos Colina Vargas.
And,
It is Zapata County Joint Venture.
Okay, let me double check that.
That is the name of the proponent.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir.
We appreciate you, Mr. Vargas.
Item number 14 is to consider changing the date of the regular Commissioners Court meeting scheduled for December 26, 2023. Commissioners, we do have to meet before the year ends on us, but
Should we do it December 22nd, Judge? which is the
December
Friday before?
22nd would be
Friday,
when?
that's a holiday for us. So
The 22nd?
So
we're.
the 21st would be the last,
21st.
but that would be a Thursday?
Thursday.
21st. Okay, I'll make a motion, Judge, that we reschedule the meeting for Thursday, December 21st, 2023 for our second meeting in December.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, and it's the same 9 o'clock time frame?
Yes.
Okay, we'll change the date to December 21st for our regular Commissioners Court meeting of, second meeting in December. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Judge, I have a court setting set for that morning on the 21st, Judge, but should there be any?
We'll probably just be paying bills.
I understand, Judge, but just want to let the judge
Okay.
commission know, should you have any items that need to be addressed before.
We certainly will, appreciate that. Item number
Judge,
15.
just a
Yes.
clarification, the proposal was under Carlos Colina Vargas and Associates, so that's what we went by.
Okay. Item number 15 is to approve the purchase of a 2024 GMC Sierra for the sewer plant. Commissioners, we budgeted, significant, necessary amounts for capital outlay for the sewer plant. Speaking with Mr. Trevino and his staff, they're in need of a truck to pull trailers. They're always pulling trailers behind them.
So we're doing it 2,500, Judge, or?
Well, the county courthouse has a 2,500. I think to get a cheaper price, we're getting a 1,500 and we'll swap.
Okay.
So we'll swap and get you the 2,500 for where you can need it, and so
They have
I
it in
think
stock?
that was the cheapest route.
Do they have it in stock?
Yes, I believe
It was gonna be coming available, I think by next week,
Next week?
so we should have it here.
Motion to approve, Judge.
And the price is, Nelly, could you, for the record?
The price, was 44,635, with 35 cents.
I'll include that in the motion, Mary, to approve the amount of 44,635 with 35 cents for the GMC 1,500.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 16 is to solicit RFPs for administration for the fiscal year 2023 flood mitigation assistance grant program from FEMA. Commissioner Garza.
Yes, on this, I had talked to Mr. Memo on this, and we were gonna go ahead and go for RFPs to see what we can do for the drainage there in the Medina area. It's really bad. I know we've worked, I guess, a plan back in the days before I was there, and I think it'd be a great assistance for the Medina area. Mr. Memo, you have?
Yeah, yes. So there's funding opportunities coming up, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, good morning, Judge and
Good morning.
Commissioners.
Good morning.
There is a funding opportunity, program coming up from Water Development Board on flood mitigation, and it is due, I believe it was January the 8th. So I asked Commissioner if he could put it on the agenda so that the court can then decide if you wanna apply for that funding. Because then that will require, I guess, a funding application to be submitted, and then if we get selected, based on our merits and the application itself, then we would then get funding, and then maybe at that time, then we would then go for.
Get administration.
We would go for RFQ.
So basically, right now, we're needing help to fill out the application?
Yes, I think so, because we would assist the county with the plan and maybe an estimate, but then you would need some assistance with maybe they do become a little bit lengthy in terms of putting the application together. We've done some in the past, and it just I wanted to make sure that the court was aware that.
Well, I
we are applying
mean, we
for
know
it.
there's a need, certainly, depending on how much the county required match, if it
Yeah.
will come to fruition, but,
Okay, so
I don't
this
know
is-
how,
you wouldn't
so
have
we
to-
actually can't hire anybody right now.
No, right now, I didn't want there an application to go out from the county's
Okay.
behalf without the county being aware of it.
Okay.
So then I asked Commissioner Garza, he had been, reaching out to me in terms of, flooding, problems there.
applying
And
for it.
I know, Commissioner Morales had also mentioned, he had some areas, and we had several areas within the county itself, but I know that in the Medina area, there's those
Yeah,
streets
there's
that
a
we have
problem
there
with
and
that.
that we're struggling. We have an ongoing project right now that's, CDBG funded, but this one's a Water Development Board funded, and they do, they are structured differently.
Right.
So then, the court then would then decide they wanna apply, and then once the funding application is, I guess through, they'll let you know what percentage qualifies for
Okay.
either forgiveness or a county match or something like that.
So I guess now the action would be just to move forward and
Just to move
request
forward with it.
assistance, Commissioner, any way you can.
Okay.
See if we can help you.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, Judge, that we approve of the solicitation of, RFPs for the flood mitigation
I'll
program.
second the motion, definitely.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 17 is to approve amendment number 1 to records management and imaging agreement to that certain Vanguard record management and imaging system solution proposal dated August 30th, 2017, revised on July the 9th, 2018, which proposal incorporates GSA contract GS 35F-21588 and is by and between Zapata County Clerk, Zapata County, Texas, and Gov. OS Incorporated and made effective as of January 1, 2024.
This
is
would
an
extend our,
existing service, or-
yes, it would extend our contract through December 31st, 2028. The only difference that they have now is that they are no longer covering the equipment. So if our equipment goes out, it's out of pocket. So I was hoping that we could approve this, and maybe if there's any kind of grant available that we could
Explore that.
would consider, yes, because the equipment is already 5 years old.
Right.
I don't think it's gonna last the 10, so
Well,
it's something that
35
we.
years old. It seems like we just purchased it. Not long
I
ago.
know.
Is
Yes.
that why they didn't wanna cover that, cause of the age of the machines?
No,
Oh.
no, they're just not doing that anymore. Yeah,
I'll
they're
make a
not.
motion that we approve, the amendment, Judge, to the records management agreement.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any, Counselor, any?
It's been reviewed by him already.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Okay.
I already sent it to him.
A few weeks back, or?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
Everything looks good, Counselor?
so,
Pretty
so
standard.
you're paying the same amount? or
It's they change every year.
They change it?
Yes, I have, so far I
So
have.
as part of the amendment?
Yes.
Is there's a,
Yes.
a rate increase?
So far I haven't asked the
Yeah,
county.
you paid out of your record management.
Well, I haven't done that, but if I need to do it, we'll figure it out.
Well, it's good that we're locking it in, because more likely it'll probably go up even more.
It's going, yeah, and I have the numbers here.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
incrementing
Yeah,
like 2,000 to 3,000 per year.
yeah,
Okay, perfect.
but it's a
Got a
good
motion and a
contract.
second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item number 18 is to approve the implementation of the Catalyst payment solution for the tax office and county clerk's office. I know, Ms. Mendoza's been trying to get this system in place, so I think there is an out for us, Counselor, on the current provider that's doing this work.
We don't use it.
You don't have one?
We don't have it at all. This would be a first for us.
So I think we can move forward with Catalyst, and, I think are you using on all the other systems?
Yes, we are. What happened was that,
And that system is
Clover
okay.
is the one that was from Zapata National. We wanted to go local, so we went with them, but they never integrated everything. So we're still using Forte as our online payment provider, and then we have the point of sale is Clover. So we wanted,
So this is gonna put everything together, it's gonna be one
it's
system
just
running
gonna be
everything.
one system and not having.
And no cost, right?
And no.
No
there's
cost to the
cost.
county, they'll get their commission.
They'll get their commission.
The cost is, rolled out to the,
individual
to the
bank.
to the merchant.
It should be like.
We just have to check on whether there's whether we had an existing contract with a previous entity or whether
Clover
it's.
or Forte.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it, so I don't know if
I
They-
think,
there is an hour
I think we cleared that hurdle, but.
Yeah, that one has been there for.
Yeah,
a
normally
long
it's, I
time.
think, a notice of 30 days in writing and
Right,
something standard like that.
we just, I don't know why they never went through, when they never finished.
Okay. I think we can approve it.
Motion to approve, the, catalyst payment solution for the tax office and the county clerk's office.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 19 is to approve the inmate telephone and video visitation service agreement between Prodigy Solutions Incorporated and Zapata County Sheriff's Office to replace previous agreement with correctional telephone. Morning, Sheriff.
Morning. Morning, Judge, Sheriff. Figueroa.
Sure.
This is, we went out and we looked for services that could improve our investigation procedures and stuff for the jail and provide more up-to-date services to both of our jails. And, Prodigy, we have one of the representatives here, Mr. Clint Havens. He's a retired sheriff. He brought in, a presentation and it's very user-friendly. Plus, it eliminates a lot of other smaller entities that we're using to make the other company work.
Eliminating the middleman.
Yeah, correct. That's the contract you reviewed.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd mention to Joe was whether the previous contract had been, whether we are still in contract or not, because I hadn't reviewed the other contract.
The proper.
people you had before, what's the other entity?
Crown Correctional.
Yes, that.
The proper letters were sent,
Okay,
and,
perfect. That's the only thing I needed, if that was cleared up, I just didn't hear back from them.
Yes.
I wasn't certain.
Sheriff, is this, at any cost to the county or?
no, as a matter of fact, the percentage and the earnings through the phone system will be higher percentage, so we'll be.
I'll make a motion that we approve, the contract with Prodigy Solutions for the inmate telephone and video visitation services.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. I did see it there, I saw a grant. to the
$80,000.
county Of $80,000?
That's, they will be providing, updated cameras for both facilities.
Well, that's good, I mean, that's.
To assist us so it doesn't cost the county anything.
Big improvement.
Right.
Yes.
In addition, Prodigy will provide Zapata County Sheriff's Office with an $80,000 tech grant and prepaid commissions to go toward law enforcement technology to improve operations. So as far as the commissions come in, a part of it will, or is that an $80,000 grant up front, or?
I know Clint can elaborate on that.
Actually, 73%.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner, Judge.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Anyway, it is, basically whoever you want us to cut the check to directly for $80,000. And then over the 3 years, like it says, prepaid commissions, it's just deducted
Okay, I got
slowly
you.
over that 3 years. But it gives you that one lump sum capability to go out and make a major purchase for whatever
Well,
equipment
certainly-
they need,
Okay.
stuff like that. Plus, it keeps you from digging into the general fund.
Right.
Correct.
So the inmates basically at the end of the day are paying for everything.
Right, we'll turn around and reinvest that into the equipment.
Yes,
Right.
which is the cameras are needed, the upgrading of the cameras for both facilities.
Yeah.
Sounds
Very
good.
well, all right, thank you for
Appreciate you, Clint.
the explanation. Got a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you, Sheriff.
The original agreement.
And the sheriff has reviewed it, and I guess you'll be comfortable when you see the other contract?
No, they had, they've already sent notices.
Okay,
Judge,
so
what
we're
was,
good.
Right, and that's what I was checking on whether that had been done.
Okay.
And if it's done, then I have already reviewed this new contract.
Okay,
Thank
very
you,
well.
Judge, Commissioner.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. We'll move on to item number 20, is to the review status on the Miraflores Park. Mr. Gonzalez, from Premier Engineering, good morning, Mr. Gonzalez.
Come on down, Mr. Gonzalez.
Price is right.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. On the Miraflores Park, we had a groundbreaking ceremony that was prepared and presented. We had some of the elected officials that were present there during the groundbreaking. And we went at it and we staked out the location of the gazebos that we're gonna be putting out. The contractor has cleared the land, started bringing in some fill dirt, started doing the compaction of the existing soils and start grading. the field, the way it needs to be graded. We are needing, at this point on the status is we're needing to connect the existing 6-inch line that's on the north side of Miraflores Street.
Okay.
There's a new line that the county installed for some additional properties that were available. So we're gonna tap into that line. It's gonna be closer than what we were originally gonna tap into before. And, that'll provide service, water service to that part. That's pretty much the status that we're at right now. I did ask the contractor cause, Anita and, Roma needed an invoice for some of the work that they've done, so they're working on getting us an invoice submitted. They have not at this point. But,
We'll have a meeting on the 21st, so 10 days work.
That'll give them time for the meeting on the 21st. So that's pretty much it on that.
All right, we'll move to 21, is to review the Miraflores street improvement project.
The street improvement project that's being funded through TechStop, that one we did the staking out of the street. The county, removed the asphalt, or they milled the asphalt, and, we appreciate that, that was, then contractors started, working in the millings, and, we've encountered a condition that we'd like to get some court guidance on is the water line that's in there. There's two water lines. There's one on the 6-inch line on the north side of the street, and there's a 2-inch line on the south side of the street. The 2-inch line still has some services. What we've encountered in the past is that those lines are older and they tend to leak more often than we'd like for them to, and they damage our paving once we finish. So we're proposing that we tap in that 2-inch line and connect it to the 6 that's on the north side. All the services that are on that stretch, which is about a 600-foot stretch, have them reconnected to the 6-inch line that's on the north side, and then that 6-inch bring it back and connect the 2-inch again on the other side. That way we can then eliminate that section.
That area, section from future leaks, yeah.
There is possibly a 2-inch line coming on 10th Street towards Miraflores. That, we would like to reconnect that to the 6-inch line so that there's still circulation and movement for that line. But the other section will be plugged in, the old line would be eliminated. It's a 2-inch. I think we're better off connecting to the 6. It's heavier gauge pipe and it's newer.
So all those homes, so how much?
There's about, I think, that are
Probably about 10.
on, yeah, there's about maybe 5.
Probably not more than 10.
Yeah, not more than 10, because there's about 5 that are on the long service side.
Okay.
And then, like another 5
That
months.
makes sense
Yeah.
to get a reconnection still.
Because
Before we pay.
if we finish the pavement,
And then, if we ever have an issue, we have to break.
we have to break the asphalt to do that repair. And then since this section of pavement, we've, as a court, we've agreed to go wider. So this is a wider section than our normal 30-foot sections. This is gonna be a 36-foot section. So we'll have 2 12-foot lanes, which is for a regular moving traffic, and then we'll have 6-foot paved on either side. So that, you know, sometimes when the kids are walking to school, back and forth, and it rained, they'll walk on that 6-foot shoulder, and, it is a public street, it's not a highway, but that's where they walk right now. It's just that it's full of puddles, and so
Sure.
we're planning, we have agreed on that.
Is there an estimate on those?
We were looking at an estimate of about between maybe $5,000 to $10,000, but closer to with the materials coming on the county side. And, we may have some materials like the saddles for the services, and it would just be like a 6-to-2, connection, like, a tap-in sleeve that they have to put on either side.
Right.
And then, so I would need to check with Mr. Trevino what materials they have and what materials we might need to get, but, you know, I'll figure maybe ballpark around $10,000. So just wanted to bring, because you have another project that's also being funded, that's on Pelican Street, and that one the court had agreed to move the 2-inch line.
Yeah.
We're gonna upgrade that one from a 2 to a 4. There isn't, on that stretch, there isn't really any customer right now, but we wanna move it out of the paved section, and we didn't wanna go all the way to the 6, because it is significant difference, and a 4 can handle up to 100 meters, so it will be better served area.
Okay, you good with that, this motion so you'll bring in so the court agrees to move forward?
I'll bring in a
Cost
itemized estimate,
estimate?
yeah, itemized estimate, maybe for your 21st meeting, so, would that be okay? Alright.
So there was no action on number 20 here?
No, just
a
a report,
review.
but I guess you wanna vote on giving them the go-ahead to bring in an estimate for those different.
On the 21.
On the
Can I make a motion
Vote on
to bring
bringing
an
it.
estimate for the 21st, and then
Okay.
we can consider approval so that we can tap into that, 6th.
Okay. motion
I'll
by-
second the motion, Judge.
By Commissioner Morales, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Yeah, these are all action items, so we can take most action on that. Item number 22 is to review status on Los Ebanos Golf Course.
Los Ebanos Golf Course, Judge and Commissioners, we submitted a set of plans to Representative with Hill Court. They reviewed the plans, they provided us their comments. The comments is that they do have an easement there with a pipeline. They're okay with us paving it, as long as we kept the minimum 3 foot of cover over that pipe, which we can then, I guess, pothole it in a couple of sections just to make sure that we're not close to the 3 feet that they're requesting. My guess is, if there was a little bit of erosion on the lower part, we may just fill a little bit. We were planning on filling anyways a little bit, so we should be.
Were you saying when we cross their pipeline?
Well,
The pathway?
there's gonna be some sections where we cross it, and there's some sections that the pipeline's going, parallel to our paving section.
Okay,
So,
wow.
we can move it to the edge so that the pipeline's just on our edge.
I would rather, that we move it so we don't have
We
the
don't have to-
pipeline directly under our walkway,
Okay.
our trail.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty
We
sure we'll
have
have to cross it.
Yeah, we have it on some of our streets here in town.
I know,
And
but if we can avoid it, I mean.
Yes, we have space, it's just that area was already cleared. So I was trying to
I know, the
minimize-
right of way's clear.
I was trying to minimize the clearing
But
of
you might be able
natural vegetation.
to get away with it anyway, I mean.
Yeah, we can move it. Yeah, we have a lot of space.
Yeah.
Space we have. We just clear a section next to it. And so we'll cross it in a couple of sections, but we won't go parallel over it. And so we'll make that adjustment. Because then they also requested that their well location, well, they don't have it fenced right now. It's fenced at the beginning, but what I had already kind of considered putting like a cedar fence on it just for aesthetics.
Yeah.
And also if any of our public that's walking through there,
I
they
think
don't
that
have
would-
it. Most of the
that
other
would-
facilities that are in town are enclosed within itself, like
Correct.
and so it's just something that would look a little nicer, more aesthetic.
Good deal, yeah.
That's where we were waiting on that response from them, and once we got the response,
Well-
they're okay with us crossing over it and paving over it, and so I didn't know they were gonna, I mean, since they're already there before us.
So, I guess for the public, so that trail would begin behind the library?
It would begin, there's a little park behind the library, so it would begin there, and it would go, westward.
West, yeah.
Down the county property, and then it would zigzag back and then reconnect to it, in a loop type fashion, but it goes all the way down to the end of the property, and then it loops back in and reconnects again, and then it comes down. We're gonna bring that from that beginning point and bring it to the, Bravo Park.
Okay.
And connect
That's, I mean,
to Bravo Park.
it'd be really beautiful nature trail, no doubt about it. So is there a buffer between the trail and the golf course, or is it right adjacent to the golf course fairway, or?
It's adjacent to the golf course fairway, but there is this little bit of a buffer. We're trying to keep a
separation line.
Yeah, the golfers, they play on the 6th hole there on the golf course, and that's where maybe some errant shots go in that direction. So we're trying to keep it at a distance in that spot where we won't have to put up a net or something like that.
Okay, good.
So that's where we're doing.
I think Mr. Gonzalez might be trying to limit his liability when he's playing golf.
Right.
I'm kidding.
I only hit boulders.
I think you're directing it towards me.
So, now, will the trail have access to the restrooms that are back on, I don't know which hole it
Yes.
is?
Yeah, it's number 6.
It's on the back on the 6th. There is access to to the bathrooms, I do wanna put in like a little fencing, golf course area, you know, so that I don't want people that are jogging or walking to start thinking, well, this is nice and clear, let me go walk
Right.
around the golf course, they're gonna get hit by a golf ball, and it's really painful when you get hit. And so I'd like for them to avoid going into the golf course, but I do want them to have access to it, so we're gonna put in a little small fenced area, just a decorative, but just so that there's a clear understanding that this is the walking,
to stay on the trail.
walking trail area, and this is the golf course area. And the golf course, they charge for people to be playing out there, and
Right.
this is a free, nature
Trail.
trail for the community.
And we
So-
also have a water dispenser by the bathroom, so.
There's a water dispenser and there's a men's and women's bathroom that the county recently, had upgraded.
very nice.
So they're nicely kept.
Good deal.
That's
Funding, I think, there's still some funding left in the grant for this trail.
We were looking at a budget of, do I disclose it?
No.
I
No,
rather
disclose it,
not,
but-
I rather not disclose it, we're gonna go off for
Sure,
bids.
sure, no, I understand.
If I give a number,
No,
I'm
but-
almost guaranteed that number will not be
No,
lower.
well, don't disclose it, but there is some funding still available.
There is funding available
Okay.
on that contract.
We might have to come up with, depending on
A
the
little bit.
bids, but,
Little
we
bit.
still have, some funding available in the grant, for the trail.
Okay.
We have a budget for it, yes.
Okay, so no action on 22, is that all you had on the?
I have a few others,
Yeah,
you
but-
wanna skip to the other, or we can just go down the items?
You have other items, or?
Yeah, well, no, I guess they're not my items, they're projects that I'm working for for the court, but they're items that were requested by Mr. Escher, our project administrator, and we're working on them, so I will have some update on them, but. I
Yeah,
think
we'll
he'll
call
have
them up
something.
as we move on.
All right.
Okay. We'll move on to item number 23 is to review status of 2 ambulances from the Trinity apparatus, for Zapata County Fire Department and ambulance service. So we request reimbursement from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs in the amount of $323,924, and is scheduled final public hearing January the 10th, 2024 at 5:05 p.m. Mr. Escher, I know this grant, you've been working on it for a while for us, trying to acquire those ambulances. I think the day is he finally here.
To my knowledge, they're in Zapata this morning.
They're right outside.
All right, congratulations.
So, you may recall, back in November, y'all awarded to Trinity Apparatus for 2 ambulances. I really wanna thank, Mr. Arriaga for really moving forward on this. He actually coordinated with Trinity Apparatus. We were having, you may recall, a difficult time with Sid Martins, trying to get the apparatus that was procured there over a year and a half ago.
Right.
And so I want to thank Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Salinas. I believe the check is probably going to be available today.
I have it.
We're going to swap check for keys.
Yes.
And I've already coordinated with Mrs. Erica Garza at the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, and we're getting the reimbursement process. I can get a copy of that check today. I think we can get the money coming back to Zapata County in just a minimum amount of days.
Good thing, yes, we do have the check. Of course, Commissioners, I think the check is for,
356.
485.
yes, so, and the reimbursement was 323,000, so we, the county,
The county has a match of about 32,000.
yes,
change.
it's, that's a very good, good match for us, and we get 2 ambulances that we desperately need. I know our department been running back and forth. We're trying to get some well, we got, they worked out for you all, the 2 ambulances. They're smaller units, but certainly these will make your job a little easier, and, so yes, we'll, after the meeting, we'll exchange, that's a good one, exchange a check for the keys, take a picture, and then request the reimbursement, and, so, very well.
Yeah, maybe after the meeting, after y'all adjourn, and step outside and get a picture of the court, or get a little recognition and publicity for Zapata County. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Escher. So I need a motion, Commissioners, to approve the reimbursement amount.
Judge, I'll make a motion to approve the reimbursement amount of, $323 with $924.
And I guess finalize the payment of $356.
Finalized payment of $356,481.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Solis,
I'll second
seconded
it.
by Commissioner Garza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 24 is to review status of CDBG CFC 22-0086, the San Ignacio Water Plant Improvement Project, and approve authorization to advertise bids for improvement. Mr. Esser?
Judge, just wanted to bring it to the court's attention that, the Texas Department of Agriculture, the state agency, has funded this project in the amount of $1 million. On November the 28th, they actually authorized Zapata County to use the funds for construction. So what that means is that, Zapata County has met all the requirements, and procedures, policies, and everything as far as the National Environmental Policy Act. We've assisted the county in coordinating with every and all state and federal agencies to get this project, moving forward. Brought to my attention during the course of the project that San Ignacio, the entire town of San Ignacio is actually in a floodplain. I did not know that when I started this, project. So we had to jump through a couple more hoops to, meet that criteria and clear the project, being that we are working in the floodplain there in San Ignacio. I know Mr. Gonzalez is working diligently on get the project out for bid. He is having to clear the project, with TCEQ and get their blessing on all the improvements that's going in there to the plant. But we're on schedule. I wanted to tell the county that, inform the county that we're on schedule. All this is considered what they call Group B documents, and the Group B documents, being compliant should be complete by February 1st, 2024. And so we're on schedule and we're looking forward to that. I know Ralph is definitely looking forward to it.
Yes.
And so, we really have pushed hard on this to make this happen and to expedite it as quick as possible.
Yes, that will bring some significant improvements to that water plant, Sandy. I guess, Mr. Gonzalez, I guess maybe inform the court and the public what will be coming hopefully soon as far as improvements to that system.
Yes, Judge, Commissioners, on that project, we're looking at improvements to the clarifier. The county had done some repairs to one of the clarifiers, and the other one, we left it as it was at the time. We've now gotten funding to where we're gonna repair the second clarifier. We're gonna upgrade the 4 filters that are there at the plant. We're gonna put in new media, new under drains. We're gonna upgrade the existing high service pumps and the filter pumps. Both of those will get, there's 2 for each set, but they'll get replaced. The electrical control system works, but it's very old, so when a part goes out, we have a very hard time finding replacement parts for our electrical system. We've had to kind of look at antique shops to find some of those tubes that it requires for it to work.
I've seen those tubes, yes.
Yeah, so it does work, it's just that it's
They don't produce them anymore.
You know, so when they go out, they're hard to replace. The backup generator that's there, it works, it does cycle on a weekly basis, so that's a good thing. The county, just, repaired the roofs on the office space and then on the pump house. We are also looking we did a CT study upgrade, already previously this year on that plant, so that we could then, add the standpipe as a, we want to switch it to where we inject the water at the top and then it exits the tank at the bottom.
Right.
And right now it's that's the way it's built. It's a bottom in feed and it's a bottom out feed. So we've tried different systems to create better circulation. I think if we were top fill and then bottom exit, will create as a
So
more
that's
consistent.
one of the improvements.
Yeah, that's one of the major improvements that'll help, and we are, I think those improvements will provide better quality of water, better, I guess, consistency of the water that's coming through. And then, the grant was, like Mr. Escher said, it's $1 million. I think the county match is like $50,000, so it's, those are the good ones.
It's a very good project that, yeah, hopefully we can get it out for bids, we'll get some.
We're looking towards the end of this month, beginning of next month. We're looking at maybe the 28th or the 8th to go out for bids on one of those Thursdays, either the 28th of this month or the following Thursday. And then, but we already have authorization to go out for bids as soon as, everything is ready and has been, reviewed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any other comments on that one? We're good? Okay.
Other than we're just trying to expedite it, I may add that I've talked to a couple of contractors back kind of where I live, back Manatee Valley and Eagle Pass, that area. I did mention to them that this project is coming up for bid, and so, they're kind of looking at possibly, depending on their workload, maybe bidding on the project.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I know we're always looking for
Contractors, yeah, to come help us out down here. Well, good. We'll move on to item number 25 is, to review status of the CDBG CDD 21-0307 Cardinal and Crane Street paving project and schedule the final public hearing January the 10th, 2024 at 5:15.
Yeah, we just wanted to move forward with kind of begin to close this project out. As y'all know, the construction's been complete. The contractor does owe the county some paperwork. They called me this morning on my way coming down here to Zapata. They're working on that. It's having a difficult for them. It shouldn't be, but anyhow, they're working through that process. I think we've got maybe 2 payments that the county is holding up until they get all their paperwork in.
Correct, yes.
And, we wanna make sure that all the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed, but the construction's complete. I think the county has accepted the project. It's a good project. I've gone out there and taken pictures. It looks good. The people that live out there are more than satisfied. So that's always a good deal. But we wanted to begin to close the project out, and so we wanted to schedule the final public hearing, which is a requirement to start closing the project out on this date and time.
Okay.
Does that make a motion that we approve scheduling the hearing for January the 10th, 2024 at 5:15 p.m.?
Second that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll move on to item number 26, is to review status of USDA funding for the fire station project and schedule a public meeting January the 10th, 2034 at 5:25 p.m.
On November the 8th, same day that we opened bids conducted the bid opening for the ambulances, I met with the gentleman from USDA, Mr. Ernest Daniel. It's at the Heavenville office, and so we went over the project and some of the requirements, that are necessary. Even though this is earmarked funding, they're still gotta like apply for the funds.
Right.
And so we're working through that process, and one of the things is we've got to have a public meeting just to inform the public kind of what we're doing and what the funds are gonna be used for. And so, in conjunction, that same evening, while we got some other public meetings scheduled, I wanted to request that we conduct a public meeting about the fire station project, and to schedule that on, January the 10th, 2024 at 5:25 p.m. here at the Zapata County Courthouse.
Yes, well, it makes sense to get them both at the same time.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Garza.
That we accept the
approve a
schedule.
Public meeting for the fire station on January the 10th, 2024 at 5:25 p.m. Seconded by Commissioner, Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 27 is to review status of program year 2024 CDBG Colonial Fund Construction Application Opportunity for the expansion, improvement for Colonial water and or sewer projects and all actions related thereto.
I just wanted to bring this to Zapata County, to the Commissioner's Court attention, that there is going to be a new round, a subsequent round in 2024, should the county have a Colonia construction project,
I know we definitely have a need for it, so.
The TDA is going through some changes, okay, as far as the application process. And this is just for information to the court. tomorrow they're actually gonna have the second of 2 webinars that they've already, scheduled. They're gonna kinda have like a pre-app application to where the county would kinda prioritize what their project's going to be and how much matcher is going to contribute. Then the State Department will look at that and decide at that time to give you the authority either to move forward or not move forward with your project. And it would be like a full-blown application, kind of sort of like what USDA used to go through, years past.
Okay.
The problem has been, it's been brought to everyone's attention with the state agency that a lot of applications, well, let me put it this way, a lot of applicants are not applying to TDA, and a lot of applications are being disapproved for various reasons. They don't meet the criteria, all the information is not there, whatever the case may be. And so the pre-app is going to allow the state agency to provide information to the applicant to where if there's something's lacking in that application before you push the button on it and submit it, you'll have an opportunity to correct it.
Well, that's nice.
Historically, it's been, if you send an application and you miss one house on one street that was not identified and surveyed with that application,
You're done.
you get disqualified, okay? So, that's happening for whatever reason, it just happens, it's human nature. And so, they're trying to eliminate that, create to where it's a little, the environment is a little more friendly to where more applicants may wanna apply. Everything now, again, is, all these agencies have gone to a portal, everything's done online, so it's no more hard copy, you bring it down here and you sign it, you turn it in, hard copy. Nowadays, everything's done electronically, so that's a little challenging for some cities and for some counties. And so they're working through that process, and so their webinars are providing that information. I do want to mention, though, that should Zapata County prioritize a project, for 2024, the 2021 Colonia Fund construction project will have to be completely closed out, okay? That's the one with, I think, your water tank and some drainage projects.
Before we even be considered, and when would be the application process for the 2024, the deadline?
The pre-app is going to be in April, and then the final application is going to be in November for 2024. But that project will have to be absolutely 100% closed out.
What percentage are we with that?
The only thing that has to happen in San Ignacio is we have to have a signed construction contract. And so we're right at the front door on that, and we expect to have a signed construction contract by probably February or the latest March of 2024.
Okay, but 21 needs to be finished. Yeah, that one's been causing us problems from day one.
We're opening bids on that one, Judge, on Friday. So we submitted it, we had already submitted it, we had, 2 applicants that submitted, on the original phase of it. It was, with the increase in prices, it was way over budget to where the county was gonna have to, we're getting a $1 million grant, and we're gonna have to put in $1 million or more into it, and where our match was originally $50,000.
Yeah.
So we've removed some items from the contract, we've redesigned it to reduce the, I guess, the items that were in there, reduce the cost, but still provide the service that we intended to provide initially. So we've designed it in a different way without an elevated tank.
Right.
And we're gonna put it in with a booster station. The booster station is gonna act as the elevated tank. So we're hoping that the bids that come in on Friday
Become more reasonable.
are gonna come in a lot more reasonable.
Okay.
So, well, I guess it won't hurt, Judge and Commissioners, if we identify the areas that have the need, so we can be just, prepared for the 2024 in case we do meet the deadline.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, I guess, to finish it by April 2024, but yet again, we can skip the pre-app
Yes.
and still do it on
And wait for November.
I don't think it'll have to be completed by April 2024 on the 21 project, and kind of quiz TDA about that. I think that the actual application deadline.
Okay.
That's it.
That's where it has to be closed out.
Closed out.
That gives a little more time.
I just wanna thank the court for
selected an answering company to help the sheriff there on his jail improvements as we're doing, on the fire station from this area on.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Great work, yes, sir.
Thank you.
We've got some, streetlights, consent items, Commissioners, 29 and 30.
Does I make a motion to approve 29 and 30?
Motion by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. I guess, precinct 1 and precinct 4 will be getting, some.
Want me to read them out?
Yeah, go ahead and read them out.
Okay, for precinct, for number 29, we have 310 Third Street, 201 Fourth Street, 801 Elm Street, 305 Delmar Street, 485 Falcon Shore Drive, 134 First Avenue, 138 First Avenue, 4200 South US Highway 83, and 89 Farm Road 2687, Lot 10 Chihuahua. For number 30, we have 1614 Villa Avenue, 1312 First Street, 10th and Zapata Boulevard, 1301 Medina, and 1214 Roma Avenue.
Okay. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, I'll make a motion that we go into executive session, for item number 28.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza to enter into executive session, seconded by Commissioner Solis. The item to be heard is item number 28, to consider compensation to Christopher Holt for his service as an officer responsible for a canine, dog. The executive session is equipped pursuant to Texas Government Code Title 5, Subchapter D, Section 551, consultation with attorney, and 551.074 personnel matters. We are now in executive session. Okay, Mary Jane, we're ready?
Yes.
Need a motion to return to regular session?
Motion to go into regular session.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis to return to regular session. For the record, no action was taken in executive session. We'll go to item number 28, to consider compensation to Mr. Christopher Holt for his service as an officer responsible for a canine dog.
Judge, I make a motion to, make, food and supply reimbursement to Christopher Holt in the amount of $1,593 with 41 cents.
Motion by Commissioner Solis to approve a reimbursement for food and supplies, for the canine dog of $1,593.41 payable to Mr. Christopher Holt. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Garza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. And this will be coming out of your supplies budget, Sheriff, $1,593.41. Okay, all right, thank you.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Garza. We are now adjourned.
Judge,
Es la tradición de los Garzas.
$350,000 check right here, Judge.
I hope Mr. Andrews.
Este es mi primero que estuvo
Picture
acá.
outside.
Okay, well, here's the check, Judge.
You have to be quick.